Hello, I'm Matujima and you're watching HornbillTV. What do a shop owner waiting for payment and a person waiting years for justice have in common? They're both stuck because of delays. One is waiting for money that has already been earned. The other is waiting for a court to finally hear their case. This week, Parliament tried to address both problems. The Rajya Sabha has passed two significant bills to increase the number of Supreme Court judges and another to make it easier for small businesses to recover delayed payments. Now, at first glance, these seem like two completely unrelated stories. One is about the judiciary, the other is about businesses. But if you look closely, both are really about one thing, making India's institutions work faster. So let's break it down. Let's begin with a question. Have you ever wondered why some court cases in India take years, sometimes even decades, to reach a conclusion? People often assume it's because the legal process is slow. And yes, procedures do take time, but another major reason is much simpler. There just aren't enough judges to handle the sheer number of cases coming in. Imagine you are standing in line at a bank. There are hundreds of customers waiting, but only one counter is open. No matter how hard-working the employee is, the queue is going to move painfully slow. Now imagine opening 4 more counters. Will the line disappear overnight? Of course not, but it will definitely start moving faster. That's exactly the idea behind the first bill. So what has changed? Until now, the Supreme Court could have the Chief Justice of India along with 33 other judges. The amendment increases that number to 37. Judges besides the Chief Justice, taking the court's total sanction strength to 38. 4 additional judges. Now you might be thinking, only 4? Yes. But in the Supreme Court, every additional judge means another bench that can hear cases. More judges means more hearings means more judgments, and hopefully less waiting for people whose cases have been stuck for years. Why is this necessary? Every single day, appeals arrive from high courts across the country. Constitutional questions, criminal appeals, property disputes, civil matters, public interest litigations, election cases all eventually find a way to the Supreme Court. The result? A mountain of pending cases. Judges spend countless hours hearing fresh matters while thousands of older cases continue waiting. It's like trying to empty a bucket while someone keeps pouring more water into it. Unless capacity increases, the backlog keeps growing. But will 4 extra judges solve everything? Not quite. And this is important. Legal experts have repeatedly said that the backlog isn't caused by just one problem. There are vacancies in high courts. District courts often don't have enough judges either. Some courts lack proper infrastructure. Many hearings get postponed, and legal procedures themselves can take a long time. So increasing the number of Supreme Court judges is certainly helpful, but it's only one piece of a much larger puzzle. Think of this way. If a traffic jam is caused by broken roads, poor signals, and too many vehicles, adding another lane helps. But it does not solve every problem. Why is the opposition objecting? Now, here's where it gets political. The opposition isn't against reducing pendency in principle, but they have raised some serious concerns about how this bill was passed. First, they argue that this law was pushed through without being sent to a parliamentary committee. That means MPs did not get enough time to study the details, consult experts, or suggest changes. In their words, important reforms are being rushed without proper scrutiny. Second, they say the government is focusing too much on judge numbers while ignoring deeper issues like vacancies in lower courts, lack of infrastructure, and poor case management. Their point? Simply adding a few judges at the top won't fix a system that's clogged at every level. So while nobody is against faster justice, the opposition's criticism is the intent may be right, but the process is flawed and the reform feels incomplete. Why should ordinary people care? Because justice delayed can have real consequences. In fighting a land disputes for years, or waiting for compensation after an accident, or appealing a criminal conviction, for many people, every extra month means uncertainty. A faster judicial system isn't just good for lawyers, it's good for citizens. It improves confidence in the justice system And when cases are decided more quickly, everyone benefits. Now let's move from courtrooms to workshops, factories, small offices, and family-run businesses. Imagine you own a small furniture workshop. A large company places an order worth several lakhs of rupees. You buy wood, pay your workers, finish the order, deliver everything on time. Now all that's left is getting paid. Except the money does not arrive. Weeks pass, months pass, phone calls are ignored, emails go unanswered. Meanwhile, your workers still expect salaries. Electrical bills keep coming. Loan EMIs don't stop. Suppliers demand payment. You're running out of cash. Not because your business failed, but because someone else hasn't paid you. This is the reality faced by thousands of businesses across India. Who are these MSMEs? MSMEs stands for micro, small and medium enterprises. Now don't let that name fool you. These businesses may be called small, but together they play a massive role in India's economy. Think about your neighborhood bakery, a local garment manufacturer, a furniture workshop, a startup designing software, a repair shop, a small food processing unit, even many businesses you order from online. Most of these fall under the MSME category. Collectively, they employ millions of people. They contribute significantly to India's manufacturing sector. They help drive exports, and perhaps most importantly, they create jobs in cities as well as rural areas. That's why they're often called the backbone of India's economy. So what's their biggest problem? For many MSMEs, it's not finding customers, it's getting paid. Large companies sometimes delay payments for months. While they may have enough money to wait, small businesses usually don't. Cash flow is their lifeline. Without regular payments, they can't buy raw materials. They can't pay employees. They can't expand. Sometimes they can't even survive. What does this bill try to do? The amendment focuses on making payment disputes quicker and more efficient. The goal is simple. If a small business has supplied goods or services, it should not have to spend months or even years trying to recover its own money. By improving the dispute resolution process, the government hopes MSMEs will receive payments faster, allowing them to stay financially healthy and continue creating jobs. Because when small businesses thrive, the economy grows with them. Why is the opposition objecting here? Again, on paper, this sounds like a good step. But the opposition has raised some sharp questions. First, the same process issue. They say this bill too was passed without proper committee scrutiny. Complex laws affecting millions of small businesses, they argue, deserves detailed debate, stakeholder consultation and expert review, not a quick vote amid noise and disruption. Second, some voices in the opposition say the law does not go far enough. They want stricter penalties for companies that delay payments, better enforcement mechanisms, and measures to prevent delays in first place, not just punish them after they happen. And third, many opposition leaders accuse the government of using these bills to shift attention from other controversies, especially the alleged NEET paper leak and police action against students protesting that leak. So while nobody is against helping MSMEs, the opposition argument is the intent may be right, but the process is flawed, the reforms feel incomplete, and the timing looks suspicious. Why does this matter to you? Even if you don't own a business, this affects you. When MSMEs struggle, they hire fewer people, production slows, prices can rise, economic growth takes a hit. But when they receive payments on time, they invest, they expand, they employ more workers, and that benefits the wider economy. Now here's something else worth noting. These bills weren't passed in a calm parliament. The Rajya Sabha saw repeated protests from opposition members demanding a discussion on police action against students protesting the alleged NEET paper leak. Despite the disruptions, the House continued with its legislative agenda and passed both bills. At first glance, one bill is about judges, the other is about businesses. Completely different subjects. But if you step back, both are trying to solve the same underlying problem, delays. It's trying to reduce delays, injustice. The other is trying to reduce delays in payments. And in both cases, the hope is that faster systems lead to greater public confidence. Will adding 4 Supreme Court judges significantly reduce the backlog? Will MSMEs finally stop chasing payments for months? Those answers won't come today or tomorrow. Real success won't be measured by the bills being passed. It will be measured by whether court cases move faster, whether businesses actually receive their money on time, and whether ordinary citizens feel the difference. Because passing a law is only the beginning. Making it work, that's the real challenge. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.